Hi, I'm Duncan Good from Tallon Marine, and today we're down here at Tallon Marine in Wanaka so that I can give you a run through of the Tallon system. Now to start with, I'm going to explain what the core value of the Tallon system is, and that is the receiver unit. So basically what I'm holding in my hand here, this small piece of plastic, is the core in everything that we do. You don't ever see this in your boat, or in your RV, or in your kayak, because everything is in behind. It's a flush mount fitting. This is what you see. So for example, the stainless faceplate here is a classic example of the finish that you get on our receivers after they're installed. Now to install them, it's simply just a 50mm hole saw or a 2-inch hole saw. You pop in the fitting through the hole and hand tighten the locking nut from behind, and the last step is for the faceplate to just go on the front. So this is a very easy retrofit option, but also can be fantastic as an OEM at build product as well. So the result is, once you've got the product in your boat, that a whole range of accessories can mount into it. So everything that you see hanging off this merchandiser here works on that same one flush fitting. Now if I use the stainless loop that I have here as an example, here you see it in one of our receivers. If I wish to remove that, because we don't want that as a permanent fixture on a boat, it can be quite damaging if someone was to hit that, I can simply remove it by turning the locking cam, pushing it in, and pulling it out on an angle, and I can close up that fitting, and there's my flush fitting finish. So basically this works the same with all accessories. So where I had the loop 1 minute, I may want to move it to another area of the boat, be it another fitting. There's my stainless loop going to that receiver. Now the beauty of it is that that same flush fitting that did have my loop, I can use for a series of drink holders. So for example, I can put a champagne flute holder here, move that into place, and now where my eyelet was for a tie-off point now becomes a champagne flute holder. All we do for our larger accessories, such as the table, I can take that off. All we're doing here is putting our fittings across 300 centres, or just under 12 inches. The beauty of that means that all our large accessories, such as the rod holders, the dive tanks, and the tables, can be mounted across 2 points, giving us additional strength. Now, we can hold some heavy loads. Now in terms of the strength capabilities of our fitting, with a stainless loop it can take 600 kilos of direct pull. So that gives you an idea of the strength of our unit. So generally you're more concerned about what you're mounting it in rather than the fitting itself. Now an added functionality of our fitting, if I remove the champagne holder again, if you open up one of our Tallon receivers and see orange on the inside, as you do with this one, that means that that's actually a powered unit. So therefore I can use it for all the applications, as you've already seen with the stainless loop. But if I need it for a power application, all I do is simply insert the power connector that I have here, and what that does is bring power to the front of my Tallon. Now the opportunities are endless in terms of what accessories we can put in there. So for example, we have the chart lamp here, but I can put any range of power accessory onto that, be it lighting. If we're looking for an additional power source, I can place on a plug-in adapter here. So all that is literally a cigarette style adapter, which we're all familiar with. So perfect for charging cell phones, running spotlights, anything you like can just be charged straight off your Tallon fitting. And the beauty of it is, when you're all finished, that's all you're left with. Okay, now here I'm going to show you what the different versions of the Tallon receiver that we actually have. We actually have 5 different versions of this receiver fitting, depending on the application that you wish to use it for, but all of them look exactly the same once they're installed. So here's our classic receiver. This is what we started with in the very beginning, and is still very popular today. So this fitting has a natural drainage hole underneath, so it's designed to be used in wet areas, particularly useful in marine applications around the gunnels or the transom areas. So the idea is it's still a 50mm or 2-inch hole saw, pop it through, hand tighten the locking nut from behind, the faceplate comes on the front, and then any water ingress that you do get in the fitting just naturally drains away underneath. So that's our classic receiver. Then we have the power version of that receiver. Again, exactly the same footprint, still a 50mm hole install. The only difference being that we have this wire loom out the back. We have a fully splash-proof, waterproofing casing with a 10-amp fuse in it, and the wire loom is pre-wired so that all you have to do from an installation perspective is install the fitting and then pre-wire that back to your 12 or 24 volt power source, and then that fitting is all ready to go. We also have a sealed receiver. Now again, this is basically just a slight variation on our classic version. where you may want to use it in a waterproof area, so such as an electrical cabinet or in a kayak. This is the ideal fitting for you. So it's exactly the same concept. The internal fitting is still the same, the only difference being the enclosed back nut that we have there that provides a waterproof seal along with this gasket, and that means that wherever you install this, no water is going to get through. Any ingress into the fitting will simply just come back out the front again. Another variation of that is our rib receiver. Now the rib receiver looks very similar, but can only be installed by professionals. This is to go into inflatable tubings of ribs, and the idea there is that any of our accessories can be used directly into your tubing. So it's a great opportunity to accessorise rigid inflatable boats, but again one that should only be installed by professionals, and you can check out our website for more details on that. The final fitting is again a variation on the power fitting. So what it is our sealed receiver unit, but it just has the wire loom in the back here, just running through the back sealed back nut here with a small hole. Now to seal this up, all we use is a marine grade sealant that we place into the base of that back nut, and as you tighten that up, the sealant comes through and fills up that hole, and therefore provides you with that complete waterproof back end. So that's how we get about it if you want a sealed power receiver. So that's our 5 fittings that we have. Obviously cover a wide range of applications, but the beauty of them all is that the accessories work exactly the same way on each of them, and the finish that you get on the product is always consistent. Thank you.